Our story begins in ancient Scandinavia, long before Christ. There was a man called Dan, son of Humbly. According to our author, he was some type of hero. Everyone in Scandinavia adored his valor, and one day, a bunch of people came together and begged Dan to lead them, to which Dan said,
Sure, whatever. But don't call me king. I do not like that word. Call me lord instead.
And thus, Dan became the first ruler of the Danes, but not their king. Of course, Saxo only included this character to justify Denmark's name, a bit like how the Romans reverse engineered the name of their city to get Romulus. In this context, Denmark might mean something like Dan's March, even though historians argue that Denmark just means flat land. Regardless, not everyone thought Dan was that awesome. Dan had a brother, Angul. Those people who didn't like Dan came to Angul and gave him a similar offer. Thus, Angul became the leader of a different group of people called the Angles, who would eventually conquer Britain. That is how Saxo makes the English relatives of the Danish. Supposedly, Angul's inclusion intended to justify the later Norse conquest of England many centuries later. Either way, while Lord Dan was governing his newly found realm, tales of his renown reached the Germans. Among them was a renowned woman, Grytha. She was so impressed by Dan's valor that she traveled to meet Dan and told him,
"Hey, we're both attractive celebrities. Wouldn't it be fun if we came together and ignited a prestigious bloodline? The glory of our descendants would be so grand that they might even unite Scandinavia."
To which Dan answered,
Sure, why not?
Hence, a legendary lineage came into existence when Grytha birthed two sons, Humbly and Lothar.